All right, ForexGPTers, this is Steven Hatzakis with Forex-GPT.ai, and I'm pleased to present to you some recent MCP technology here by ForexGPT. We have the multi-context protocol enabled on our server, so now we can interact with ForexGPT through Claude, and we're going to demonstrate that here before you in this chat. So to begin, I'm just going to make sure here that I have ForexGPT enabled. This is under the Manage Connectors, where you can add the mcp.forex-gpt.ai/MCP URL as a custom connector. And this is in the web version, but you may have to first enable it in the desktop version of Claude. And then you can set the different permissions for each of the actions here, the different tools. So these are the tools that we're going to be going through today, and most of them work, but not all of them may work right now. The markets are closed at 7 p.m. on Friday, November 21st. So we're going to go back to the new chat, and we're going to start with the prompt.
List all the tools, and then to demonstrate the ForexGPT MCP connector here in Claude, I want you to test each tool and show the results. And if you encounter an error, just skip to the next tool and report results back for each tool, and then summarize your findings. Use the first asset in the watch list as the default asset when doing single asset analysis. Begin.
Alrighty, so now the AI model is taking this prompt and it's figuring out how to interact with the MCP server. It already has access to the list of tools, which you're seeing it list here. So it's going to start with the first one, which is the watch list. So it tested the watch list. It was able to do the request to the watch list, get a response, see the assets that I had saved in my watch list them out successfully, and now it's on to the next check, which is the system health check. Here it's checking that OpenAI is working, and Oanda and the TradingView events, and it's getting OK statuses from that. So the health check passed. Now it's on to the analyze asset. It's running analysis on the dollar-yen on a 4-hour time frame. This is a bid chart. Keep in mind, again, markets are closed, so this is going to be historical candles with the last 4-hour candle pretty much not finished yet. But here you see is the full response from the model. We have all the candles, the open, high, low, close prices for each of those candlesticks, as well as an analysis with the trading signal and confidence, etc. We get the success from the tool, slightly bearish, sentiment score neutral, signal, low confidence. Next, we're on to analyze timeframes. So with this one, we're doing multi-time frame analysis. We're doing the daily chart, 4-hour chart, and hourly chart on the dollar-yen again. I'm not sure if this will succeed, but it's running these 4 analysis concurrently in parallel. And once it gets a response back from the server on each of those time frames, it's going to report the results back here. So that may take a minute. And if it fails, then hopefully we'll just move on to the next tool. But this is still going to be faster than if you were to try to do this analysis on your own across those individual time frames for these individual assets, as far as the amount of computations that it's actually doing. It's taking the indicators, the parameters, the sentiment scores, etc., and you can see that full response here in the response that I'm scrolling through. And finally, it's on to the analyze watch list function, which is going to look on a daily time frame using the bid prices. It's going to analyze the 4 assets in the watch list that I had, and we'll see that in a minute. Let's see what's next. After analyze watch list, we're going to have economic events. Okay, There's also get watch list later, so we'll see that too. All right, so response, success, and now we have the analysis here for these 4 watch list items. And Claude hit the maximum length for this conversation, which is kind of lame, but we will go from analyze watch list. We're going to start from economic events, and we're just going to copy that into a new chat, and then we're going to say, I
want you to go through each tool one by one as I have listed below and list the results of each.
And there you have it, folks. So now the tool is going to invoke each, well, starting with the watch list. Oh, because it wants to know the asset to use. Okay, so now it's going to economic calendar events. It's fetching those events, looking at the different economic calendar events that are coming out. It's retrieving analysis by ID. I don't think it will retrieve anything because I don't believe that function has been built out. And next, what do we have here? Get blog articles. So it's going to pull. This should fail in a moment. Okay, so, all right, retrieve analysis by ID. I wonder if it ran analysis. Yeah, it actually did. It ran analysis on the dollar yen because we hadn't run that before. Okay. Next is get blog articles. It's pulling 5 articles from the blog. It pulled the 5 articles from the ForexGPT blog. And now it's getting chart data. Dollar yen, 10 candles. Oh, it's an invalid count. So we need to increase that. The count must be between 50 and 5,000. Oh, it's trying again with a valid count. Okay, so now it's trying with 50, and now it's pulling 50 candles. Next is the heat map. It's trying daily, user watch list loaded, and it pulled up a heat map for those 4 assets on a daily time frame. The heat map shows the sentiment score. Now it's doing get spreads, and it's looking at dollar yen. The current spread is 0.1, and that represents, I guess, 2.92 basis points. I got to double check that. But it shows 0.1 pips. The average is 0.045 over the X number of candles that were used. Let's see what's next. Get watch list. Here it's showing the watch list items. And now we have the system check. We did this earlier, the health check. It's checking that the server is configured properly and that we're getting responses from all the APIs. Remove from watch list. So now it just removed the dollar Swiss from the watch list and was successful at doing that. And we can check that again afterwards. Scan entire market universe. So now it's going to scan for a minimum score of 60 sentiment score and a limit of 5. It scanned 127 assets across a daily time frame, and here are the top 5 results that it found with the strongest sentiment scores. I'm sorry, with the most extreme sentiment scores, the highest and lowest. So you have Bitcoin strong bearish, Euro, Norwegian krone strong bullish, strong bearish on West Texas Instruments crude oil, and Brent crude oil strong bearish, and Singapore 30 strong bearish. So let's see what's next. Search analysis. We're searching gold, and we get back this query of the various time frames that are available that you can use for gold-related pairs. It found 12 gold-related analyses. All 11 tools tested successfully. That's great. And now we're going to just check the watch list to see that it was updated where we removed the Swiss franc. So I'm just going to put get watch list. I don't even have to say it like that. What's in my watch list? So you can use natural language and the model will know what to find. But we've burned through some money because we're using this more expensive model, which isn't even necessary, but I was doing some coding earlier. So I'm just going to add some money to my Claude balance because I have exhausted the Anthropic model here. So we just need to top up this balance. Okay. So what's in my watch list? Yeah, Opus 4.1 is very pricey. I need to change to the cheaper model soon. And there you have it, folks. The Swiss franc was removed. So this is a demonstration of the ForexGPT MCP server. But one thing that's really cool is I'm going to say build a modern UI to display all of this data. Well, maybe that's too much because it's going to take a long time. To display a recent analysis here. Make it fast and easy for beginners, but really cool visually. So you can have Claude build a user interface for you and populate the data from the analysis in one shot. You don't have to get the analysis and then ask it to build the UI. You could tell it, run the analysis and create the UI and put the results in the UI for me. So this is going to change how people are, analyzing the markets potentially and how user interfaces are generated on the fly as these AI models get faster. So it's actually running some new analysis here. And then it's going to create a stunning modern UI to display the data. Let's see what it can do while we wait. All right, we got the results on dollar yen on a 1-hour chart. We could see that it has a very negative sentiment score. There's a signal generated, so there's a stop loss at 156.75. These are values that we're going to see later in the dashboard that it's building here in front of us. So you can see it's building this HTML file that we'll be able to open to view all the data to make all this technical JSON data a little bit more digestible with all this chart data. So once it's finished creating that template, Claude is usually good at letting you preview it. Otherwise, you would have to download the HTML file and open it with a browser. But we'll see that in a second. So once it's finished, we'll be able to preview this. And it's important to note that these tools are experimental. This is on our beta server. And, there's no shortcut to making money. So it might be cool. It might look impressive. These tools are designed for research purposes, for educational purposes. If it can help you with your trading journey, that's fantastic. But you don't want to rely too much on any one particular tool. Again, this is not investment advice. And it's subject to our terms and conditions on Forex-GPT.ai. I highly recommend you only trade with trusted regulated brokers such as the ones that I review on forexbrokers.com, which is my employer. And again, these views represent my own, not that of my employer. And this is not an endorsement of ForexGPT from my employer. Forex-GPT.ai is completely independent, and these views are my own. So you can see here that Claude was able to build out the UI, and we're going to click here on this link to check it out. So let's see. All right, so it's loading in the side panel. And I'm just going to drag this over so it has a little bit of space to load. And let's see. what it looks like. It's taking a little bit longer than usual. Let's just look at the code. The code looks pretty simple, kind of standard in line, the dollar-yen data, the stop-loss parameters, the CSS, and that's pretty much it. So it's a really, really simple user interface. I don't know why it's not loading. Oh, there it is. Boom. So ForexGPT analysis, AI-powered trading intelligence. We got this little interactive chart with the dollar-yen, and you can see the trading signal that we saw. If you remember, that stop loss was 156.750. We could go back and double check that data in the results here, because you want to make sure that you're getting the right results and that you triple check everything. So it should be up here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. All right. So yeah, we got entry 156.35, stop loss 156.75, take profit 155.35, and risk reward ratio 1 to 2.5 based on those values. High confidence. Market sentiment -74 bearish. That we can see here as well, -74. That is the sentiment score that we have calculated, and then here is the historical chart data. Then you have a risk disclaimer, so it's really simple, and you could see kind of a history of the chart with that price data based on the candles that we pulled. And there you have it, folks. We just generated this UI on the fly with the data from the ForexGPT MCP server. And this is available right now to premium clients. If you're a subscriber and you have a Claude subscription or ChatGPT subscription, you can enable the MCP server with a custom connector. There's more information on our website about how to set that up. Or you could just use the Forex-GPT.ai dashboard by logging in on our website, where we have a user-friendly interface as well. But here you have the full power to interact with the model and say something like, build me a plan for going into the week based on the upcoming economic calendar events and based on my watch list. Or you could wake up in the morning and say, analyze my watch list. I mean, the possibilities are just endless now that you could interact with natural language with ForexGPT and all of these, API endpoints from the MCP server. So I hope you found this long video useful. And until next time, be sure to stay tuned and stay vigilant in the markets. Remember, there's no shortcut to making money. The majority of traders lose money, and this is not investment advice. So visit Forex-GPT.ai to learn more, and thank you so much. Take care.